yet full of jest. Come on in, you found the best. Between two giants here you'll find wit and wisdom intertwined, laughs and knowledge hand in hand. This is the show that's in command.
Yeah, fuck, we're doing it again.
Yeah, that's still my favorite song. I mean, still, I can't not jive a little bit when
Sure.
I'm jamming it.
Shake your booty.
Hey, by the way, congratulations! This is episode 20.
Is it really?
Yeah, they said we'd never make it past 3.
We said we'd never make it.
Yeah, we're talking.
We are they.
We are
They, them, us.
They're us. Yes.
Okay. Normally we have witty banter that the listeners love.
So that last part wasn't witty at all, or
No, that was.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying that was not. I'm saying normally we start the episode with witty banter just to kind of loosen the crowd up a little bit.
yeah.
Right. And before our guest regales us with her tales of wonder, I thought I'd share a little story. There's no context other than it's a story about my mom.
Okay.
What I can tell you high level is my mother is specific.
Okay.
She likes rules
Okay.
and she likes to do things correctly. She's a former English teacher.
Oh boy.
Yep. So I was talking to mom. I call her, once a week or so. So what's going on? Oh, I got to tell you, I wrote she's from Minnesota, so I kind of fall back into that. So you hear that once in a while. Oh, I got to tell you, I wrote a letter. I'm like, ugh. My mom has to think about writing letters to people, like actual physical letters with stamps and shit.
Nice. In cursive?
When she possibly.
Oh wow.
Her handwriting is kind of scripty anyway.
Okay.
So when she gets perturbed, she writes letters.
Ooh.
Terse letters. So I had to write a letter. It's like, oh God. All right, Mom, who'd you write a letter to? The Sun-Made Raisin Company.
Oh no. What'd they do now?
Right. It's like, what possibly could the Sun-Made could to have offended you to spark your ire?
Those tiny boxes get smaller.
Oh no, it's a little worse than that.
Oh no.
I said, all right, well, give it. First I said, I want to make sure it's pen, paper, stamp. Oh yeah. I wrote a letter out, and you're never going to hear that again. So I said, so what was the problem? She said, well, I was in the store and I was going to buy some dried fruits, and I looked at the bag and Sun-Made raisins. The description said raisin and dried fruit. I said, okay. No. That's not correct. Raisins are dried fruit. It should be raisins and other dried fruit.
That's hilarious. Did she go and mark all of them with a red pen?
No, I'm pretty sure she sent a box in, maybe as an example. And she says, I'm going to give them 6 months.
Tell me she didn't write that in the letter, though.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. And I'm going to give them 6 months to fix it. And I'm going to go back to Walmart and see if they've fixed it. And I said, so Mom, what happens if you don't? Well, I'm just not buying them anymore.
You have 183 days.
She's like, I can see her marking in the calendar with the pen.
Yeah, did she account in for the mail to get there?
Right.
Give them a week of mail time?
It's almost Raisin D-Day.
And they haven't written me back yet.
Shocking.
Yeah. It's funny. I actually got a pretty good story about Michael's mom, too. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Hey, low-hanging fruit.
Indeed. Oh, I see what you did there.
There you go.
Fruit. Get it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the story about my mom. I hope to have her on the podcast once because she is as advertised.
Okay.
There's a lot of, Michael.
I would really like to ask her I will drive that episode, my friend.
You should, because you don't want me doing that.
Yeah. Great.
So, anyway, today we have a lovely guest, and Brian's going to introduce her in a moment.
All right. Hey, what's up? This is Sierra. How's Sierra today?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, do you want to give your last name and last 4 of your social, or keep it Sierra?
We'll just keep it Sierra.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sierra with a C or an S?
S. I had to stop giving out my social security number,
Yeah. It's there's only a few people you want to give that to.
Credit card number, absolutely you can have, just not the social.
Well, they're all fake anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
what was your childhood's cat's name? What street did you grow up on?
Right.
Do you remember yours?
The street I grew up on? Yeah, Balaton.
What about you?
Main Avenue. It's a little mixed. I grew up overseas, but then States was Main Avenue.
Okay.
The most
What about
white
you?
bread thing.
Mine was Aztec Street in Flagstaff.
Nice.
Oh.
They say your porn name would be your middle name and the street you grew up on. So I just remember because I've been Alan Balaton, which I think is a pretty dope porn name.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
I think you'd do well.
I mean, I'm not going to do it, it's just...
Well, not with that attitude.
Exactly. I would say give it a year. We'll see. I'll resurface back to this.
Yeah, see if the podcast works out.
Yeah, if this blows up, I'm going to might ask my wife before I do
Something
that.
else is going to blow up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Hey-o. Okay.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on the podcast. You live here in the neighborhood. Yes.
I do. I lived here off and on since 2011.
Dang, okay. We got a veteran here. That's a senior, I think, according to our math.
Okay, first of all, I'm like 30 years younger than you guys, all right?
Get to check the rings in her trunk.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to saw her in half.
You're 15 years old.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, you have a lot of tattoos for a 15-year-old. I just want to point that.
Ron's giving her beer. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
understand.
yeah. She spills most of it because she's 15 and doesn't know how to handle her shit.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, this is all true.
Yeah. That's what we're known for, honesty. So you lived here on and off. Tell us your story. How did you find Coronado and how did you end up here?
So I moved down from Flagstaff actually in 2011 and instantly met my ex-husband. So
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
You met your ex-husband. Was he an ex at the time you met him?
No.
Okay.
Yes,
I don't
yes,
know how
he
that
was.
works.
yeah.
Okay.
No,
Good follow-up question.
Thank you.
It is. I had met him and we started dating pretty fast. So randomly, he's like, do you want to go on a motorcycle ride? So we did. And we actually came to the main ingredient.
Ooh.
And I was like, this neighborhood's really cool. And of course,
Yeah.
the people next to us were like horrified. They're like, don't stay in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's homeless people. And I'm like, well, yeah, bitch. Like they're everywhere. Sorry,
Yeah.
I cuss a lot.
Yeah, I'm one of
No,
them.
that's fine. Yeah,
I know, this is me.
seriously.
Did you not see my shopping cart
Right.
out there?
Yeah.
We were living with his roommate at the time in Scottsdale, right by Papa Grow Brewing. And so he got a job down here working at the Golden Rule Tattoo. So we wanted
nice.
to be down here. And we randomly found a house on 10th Street in Monte Vista. So we lived there for a couple of years and then ended up moving over to like Edgemont and just a couple other houses. And then in 2017, we bought a house over by Castles and Coasters. Beautiful area.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
that
way better than here, dude.
Totally.
Oh, yeah, you know.
We don't have any coasters here.
Well, you know, the gas stations there close at 8 o'clock because it's not a high crime area or anything like that.
no, definitely.
I never wanted to live over there, but it was just like, that was when the housing market was just going
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
And to be fair, it was a really cool historic home
Yeah.
that we were able to buy for like $160,000.
Beautiful.
But we ended up separating in the beginning of 2019. So then I moved back down here and I've kind of just been around in this area since.
Nice.
So yeah, I've been coming to the main ingredient since, like I said, 2011. I'm like best friends with a lot of the people that work here. So
Yeah.
I love it. I love living here.
That's
Yeah.
sweet. Like, what drew you? Like, you came here, you ate. Like, what made you like say, I want to live here?
Oh, I didn't have a choice. I'm just kidding. No, my ex-husband asked about it and he's like, I know you're from Flagstaff. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, when I moved down here, I moved to Gilbert briefly with my father, Mormontown. I am
boy.
6 foot tall, heavily tattooed, had both the sides of my head shaved like a long mohawk laying over, and I had a giant black and white pit bull. So I'd like walk them down the street and like wave at people and they'd like go in their houses. And my dad's like, you got to stop doing that, dude. Like
Yeah,
they don't
quit
want
waving.
your kind here.
Don't be friendly.
Yeah.
Seriously. Wear something that covers your entire body.
Right.
And you'll get along with everybody.
Which
Can
I
you
was
put
like,
this
absolutely
burqa
not.
on?
Yeah. That'll help.
You know, you can show your feet. That's it. But yeah, so it was just, I wanted to live in like a not cookie cutter area. Like I was fortunate when I grew up in Flagstaff, like it's not Flagstaff what it is now. I remember growing up and they had the one Walmart where it looked like you were in somebody's basement. Like the lights would flicker on and off. And it was
Wow. just
like, yeah, it was wild. But yeah,
Crazy.
I loved living in this area. And again, like people would come, my friends would come down from Flagstaff. And again, this is like 2011, 2012. And I want to say that was when they still had the homeless men's, I guess, shelter. I don't even know, like halfway house, so to speak.
Downtown?
No, I believe there used to be one in the neighborhood.
Oh.
This isn't
on
like
the other
2012,
side,
right.
On east side. Right.
Nice.
I remember that one. The halfway's not the right word.
I know, I can't-
What's the word?
Rehabilitation housing? I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It was a rehab,
Yeah.
like an AA
A
house
place
or
to
something.
stay, maybe. Just,
Yeah.
I think that's a hotel.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
anywhere.
Yeah, fair.
A hotel you would like to stay at, I'm sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm
Awesome.
down.
You're like, I've been there 5 times already.
Yeah, seriously. I'm out of vouchers.
But yeah, people would like drop me off and be like horrified. So now technically I live across 16th Street on 18th Street and Oak, kind of behind Phoenix Children's.
Oh, nice.
So I'm definitely a poser right now. But
Oh yeah. If you did not declare that you're on the other side of 16th Street, and that's a problem. I'm just
Mike
kidding.
goes off. Mike goes off now.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're out of time. Yeah, we'll release this in a couple months. Yeah.
That's still Coronado.
Yeah,
technically.
absolutely.
It's Greater Coronado.
Absolutely. I have
Right.
a few friends that live over there. I mean, it's like
Sure.
it's nice. It's coming up. You guys have some serious fireworks skills too. Like
Oh my God.
you
But-
guys do it right.
I will say this though. I had a gentleman drop me off 2 years ago and he's like, "Do you feel safe in this neighborhood?" I go, "Because I'm a white female that lives alone in a predominantly like Hispanic neighborhood. I'm
Yeah.
all, my neighbors look out for me."
Yeah,
And on top,
dude.
like they'll all be like making carne asada and stuff. And they're like, "Hey, you want some?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
My neighbors, they're selling their house. And people next door to us, but nicest couple. And they'd be like, we're just sitting on the Saturday morning, back door open. And she says, Brian. Oh, she's like handing shit over the fence.
Uh-huh.
And like, they're the best, the nicest people ever. I'm really sad they're leaving. But anyway, sidebar. But you're really 6 feet tall?
Yeah.
Wow. That's so, like, you just don't notice it when, you know what I mean?
That took a long time.
Yeah, I was trying to get it in right, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. My bad. Yeah.
Oh my God.
My bad. Next time I'll interrupt.
Well, you guys are both a lot taller than me.
And
So
apparently 30 years older than you, too.
absolutely, absolutely facts. But no, like you think about it, like I look at shorter people and I always assume like, oh yeah, you know, they're like, I'm 5'10". I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And they're like 2 inches shorter than me. And I'm like, no, you're not. And then they,
Nice.
you know, then I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you are. Fuck.
Yeah. I know everyone's always like, how tall is your wife? I'm like, just high with a hand.
Right.
Like,
I don't know.
fucking know, man.
How tall is the Hobbit?
Yeah. Like under 6'2", I'm like, kind of don't like to talk to you, you know?
Right.
So-
Well, you lose everything because I'm not pointing down.
no,
I'm not going to waste my time with that.
Break my neck.
Yeah, you don't
Sound
want to hurt
travels.
that.
Be like, can you
exactly.
stand on something? It's hard to hear you.
Where's your soapbox?
Yeah.
My little sister's actually 6'1". My
Sounds so little to me, huh?
right. I know.
Yeah.
We're, what is it, 14 months apart?
Okay. Does she call you her little sister? As just as a pun joke thing, or
No, absolutely
No.
not.
Oh damn.
No.
Okay, my bad. Please don't hurt her.
I'm all, who hurt you?
Hell
Who
no.
hurt you? No, my older brother's actually 6'3", where
All right.
my oldest sister, she's 12 years older than me. My brother's 9 years older than me. So my oldest sister is 5'6".
That's curious.
Yeah, looks just like the mailman.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
Exactly. But it's weird because my older brother and sister have a different dad. Their dad is so fucking short. So my brother, and when he was in high school, he was 5'4" forever. Hit 17, grew to 6'1".
Jeez,
too.
that had to hurt. Let's tell him I said sorry about the knees, bro.
Maybe he'll listen. We'll see. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, my sister's doing something embarrassing. Probably not. Probably not going to listen to
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
I think they'd be used to it by now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's like, when I'm like, Casey, guess what I did? He's like, am I going to be surprised? No.
No.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
what'd you do? I broke 2 ribs. That tracks. Surprised
Yeah.
you didn't do it earlier.
Just 2?
Only 2.
Playing it safe.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Well, what's your favorite thing about the Coronado neighborhood you live in here?
Obviously, my favorite thing about living here is coming to the main ingredient.
Oh,
Like, obviously, we see each other every day almost. I do like the location. I do like all the neighbors. Obviously, we're all a part of the Coronado message board.
Yeah.
So when that gets wild, some good
pops
shit.
off. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
usually just yelling at your side like,
Make some pop.
fireworks.
Yeah, make some pop. Strap
Yeah.
in.
Well, and it's like, you know, I get it. You play gunshots or fireworks pretty
Yeah.
often in my area, but you know,
That's true.
Yeah.
It
I
is
started
true.
playing both. Like, yes, you know, that
It's
is it.
interesting to me what catches people's attention
Yeah.
on the message board. Some of the most innocuous things. I'm like, why is there 112 comments on this thing?
Yeah.
Person lost their teddy bear, some bullshit thing.
Yeah,
Like, it's weird.
tracks, and then just the kids start, especially with something you can argue about. People go back and
Right.
forth. It adds a lot to it. But
yeah.
anyways, enough about the internet.
Fuck that place.
Yeah. So you're a hairstylist. What's a proper term? Very proper for someone that does what you do.
I mean, I'm a hairstylist, cosmetologist. I'm not a barber. The difference between cosmetologist and barber is straight razoring. I cannot use a straight razor. So it's like,
Good to know.
everyone appreciates you just being honest about that, and they're like, I'm going to keep trying. You know.
I mean, I have, my ex-girlfriend was actually a barber, so she did teach me how to do it. So there was a while, there was certain clients of mine that were AKA my friends that I'm like, oh, if I accidentally slice your neck, you're not going to sue me. So I don't do that anymore.
Okay, good.
That is a super funny joke when you're laid back on your back, you know?
Let me just put this tarp down.
Yeah.
They're like, what is this for? I was like, you see Dexter?
Yeah. Are you a heavy bleeder or you
How's your
cauterize well?
insurance? Is it paid up? Or?
Yeah. Hey, we're out of Band-Aids.
Pretty much.
Okay, so you don't straight razor, but you're a hairstylist.
Correct.
Has anyone ever called you a salonist?
No, but Marilyn Katinsley, who works at the Main Ingredient, there was a period that she'd come into the salon and go, Sierra gives the best blowjobs. I'm like, can you not yell that
Maybe,
across the salon?
Right, it's like trying to like wrangle a monkey.
God. She's like, come on, no, she gives the best blowjobs. I'm like, it's blowouts, buddy.
Yeah.
It's blowouts.
Yeah. Choose the second word carefully. Right. Nobody does.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Right.
how long you been doing this?
So I was really smart and went to school the first time in 2005 and then dropped out. And then I went back in 08.
Is that why the whole straight razor problem?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's one more week and it was all about straight razors.
God. I mean, no. It was like, a little backstory on that because I got married in Vegas when I was 18 on the pirate ship at Treasure Island.
As one does. Where else are you going to do it?
You doing it at church like a weirdo?
No, literally, we got married by the captain of the ship, and a pirate swung down and gave us our rings.
That's kind of sick.
I mean, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was like 18. Like, I wasn't pregnant. It wasn't like anything like that. Like, our parents like decided for 2 months they were religious and are like, we don't like you guys living together. So then we did it, and then we separated shockingly a year
Weird.
later.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Hey, but you lasted longer than their religion little run there, so that's good.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
2
So
months.
I know, but like we were separating, and so in Flagstaff at that time, so this is 2006, I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom that was $950 a month. Okay, this is still when minimum wage was $5.05 an hour. Server wage was $2.15. So me working and going to school full time, I would work overnights at like Target's holiday season. I worked at Target full time, and like me working full time at Target a month, I made $800.
Sheesh.
So
Plus
it was
benefits.
yeah, right. They're all here. We'll give you your discount.
Yeah.
3%.
Thanks.
I'm like, I really love buying string cheese with this discount. It's great.
Yeah.
No, so I ended up dropping out, and then I ended up dating this other guy that wanted to date me forever. He was a hairstylist, and he's like, hey, I'll pay for you to go back to school so you and I can like run my dad's salon in Sedona. So at that point, like I was 22, not really doing shit, lived in this like awesome lesbian house. Parties were wild all the fucking time. So I was like, all right,
Do
like
tell.
I know.
Yeah, so fuck about
Hold on.
You guys have no idea. And it's not in the way you guys think it'll go.
Pillow fights and lingerie. No, that's not what happened.
You think I would have left that house if that was the
that's
case?
Fair.
a lot of
Let me do your hair. No, it's my turn.
It's my turn now.
You're using up all the hot water. Let's share it. You know?
Do you guys want to go do dishes in our white t-shirts?
Yeah.
Oh, you got water all over me.
Like, oh, it's Alan Balaton here. How can I help?
Right. Oh my God. But no, so I went to school, and then he instantly cheated on me with his coworker. So, I didn't have to pay that back.
Yeah, that's
because,
good.
it was like no contact immediately. So
Yeah, absolutely. You should have invited him more to parties. Dude,
I got a house
you
for
never
you.
hang out on the weekends.
no. But yeah, no. And so I ended up going back and graduated in the beginning of 09. But that was like, obviously the crash started in 08. And even during that time, like I couldn't even get a job as a fucking dishwasher.
Ugh.
It sucked.
brutal.
I've been on my own since my senior year. My parents were like getting divorced and not getting divorced. So they sold their house in Flagstaff, and we're like, oh, by the way, we're moving. So at the end of my senior year, I would like had a fucking apartment.
Neat.
And so, yeah, it was crazy.
That's fun. They should have found Jesus way sooner.
Sounds like they kept looking. I don't know.
First of all, Jesus came after that. Okay.
Oh, okay. My bad. He always does.
Right.
We're moving to find Jesus.
Yeah.
On a golf cart in Dewey, on a golf course in Dewey, Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We heard he's there. I
He's
don't
on the
know.
9th hole, I heard.
But yeah, so I ended up doing that. Ended up meeting a guy, moved back to Flagstaff, did hair up there, and I also worked on and off at the Oregano's up there. On and off for 5 years. They fired me 3 times, and then after the last time, I was like, I can't come back, you guys.
Yeah. Like you made the call.
There seems to be a pattern. I'm not sure.
I'm just going to get fired again.
No, literally, they'd have people come up from Phoenix, and they'd be like, what do you think about this? So, of course, I give my opinion, and they'd be like, you're insubordinate. And I'm like, because I'm taller than you?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Right. You asked the question.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, don't ask like questions you don't want answers to.
Yeah. Like you rehired 3 times, you show back up and like, I'm back.
No, literally, like the Phoenix people would leave and they'd be like, hey, you want to come back? I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking
Yeah,
broke. I'll be cool to make like $300 in a day. Like, sure, let's do this.
Right.
I'm going to be insubordinate.
Yeah. And
Did
then
they just put like hash marks on your name tag?
Yeah, did you hold the record?
they're all, how many times
Yeah.
can she be fired? And after, like I said, it was like the new manager, whatever, from Phoenix would leave. Then I go back and it was just like that ongoing thing. And then the last time I was just like, I can't do it. And ended up moving down here. Obviously, I said I stayed with my dad for a little bit. I worked at a bougie ass salon. They hated me there.
Why?
Wow.
Not bougie enough?
Yeah.
No, I was like super punk rock. Like I don't,
Right.
I still don't care about name brands like Michael Kors and Gucci. Like that's just not shit I like. No offense to anybody else, but
No, they should be offended spending that much money on really expensive stuff.
Gucci's our sponsor.
I'm all, where's
Did you
my
not
slides
see
then?
his satchel?
Or his
It's a
Gucci belt.
carry-all. Okay.
Man bag.
No, they would be like, you get a lot farther here if you go buy a Michael's Kors watch. And I'm like, why would I need that?
Yeah.
Like, for what?
Big old heavy thing on your hand while you're holding your arms like almost straight out for 8 hours.
I'm like, like my Casio that's actual calculator at the same time?
Oh, that's hot right there.
I know.
I'm a Swatch
You
girl.
could have taken a label and just put Michael Kors on it.
I wasn't. God, I wish I would have been smarter during those
yeah,
times.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to hear. And like, can they really see your watch while you're cutting hair? You're like pushing our heads down and shit. And
Wait, what?
There's so
When
many
you're cutting your
jokes. to
hair-
say.
Oh yeah.
Pushing your head down.
When you're cutting your hair, they're doing the back part.
We've decided is blow out, not blow.
It's a blowjob,
Yeah.
first of all.
Not blow out. Right.
Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah.
No, and they hate. And again, like after 3 write-ups, you're supposed to get fired. I think when I quit, I had 7 or 8.
Okay, we're going to clarify which company. Is it still Oregano's? Have we moved on?
We moved on to the hair salon.
Okay.
You get fired a lot.
Dude,
No,
you are
I didn't
really
get fired.
good at it.
I left on my own
okay.
terms.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
written up. Sorry, that's my fault.
Yeah, they would do stuff, and I'd like argue with them and be like, "No, I was here at this time. Well, we're just going to sign this and keep it in your folder." Other people I knew had like 2 write-ups and instantly got fired.
Oh.
But there was like one person that was like higher up that liked me because I would talk shit and just
Yeah.
like be my crazy ass self,
person.
Spicy.
That's funny. I've been leading people for about 12, 15 years or so, and I've written a lot of people up. I didn't know you could get written up in a hair salon. It seems
Oh, yeah.
like you figured it'd be for bad haircuts, not for like talking.
Oh no. Yeah, I have some crazy fucking hair stories about clients from that era. Like,
I bet you won't tell it right now. I double dog dare you.
oh wow.
Oh wow.
My first week there, like when you have to start, doesn't matter how long you've been doing hair, you have to be an assistant. So the girl I was assisting was like, hey, she would put the color on. I would wash it out, tone it, which I don't expect you guys to understand anything I'm saying right now.
No.
And then styler. So I'm like trying to be nice. And I was like, hey, like, how's your year going? She's like, I've suffered so much heartache. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like in my mind, like somebody died. And she's like, I lost my best friend and my husband or my I said, I'm sorry. She said lover.
Oh.
And I
her
was-
husband?
No husband. It was a best friend and lover.
Double whammy.
Okay. Woof.
So, well, I asked her, I was like, oh, if you want to talk about it, you can, like, no pressure. And she's like, well, I've been having an affair with my best friend's husband for 10 years.
Good Lord.
They have children together.
Wait, the affair people?
Correct. And they still all hang out, and he bought her like property. And so it basically hush money. He bought her property in Mexico, as well as a giant fucking house in Chandler. So she wouldn't say anything. So she's like, I suffered the real heartbreak. I lost my best friend and my lover. And I was like, I couldn't say anything because I'm such a fucking smartass that I was like, don't make a fucking,
Don't open your mouth.
don't make a
Sarah.
face,
open
don't
your
do
mouth.
Do
anything.
you mind if I use a straight razor?
No,
On my tongue?
I'm all, oh no. But yeah, no, it's just shit like that. But then I ended up coming actually to Coronado, there is that salon. I don't know if it's still open, Hair Pollution. It's over by Ollie Vaughn's. So I moved down there and like started working there, and it was cool because I was on 10th Street. I could like ride my bike there, you know, the 3 times I did it and the year and a half I worked there. But I'm an athlete, if you couldn't tell by this chiseled physique.
The physique, yes, give it away. Right.
Yeah.
That and the gym shorts.
Yeah.
Weird.
I know.
I was more focused on your core.
Yeah, so I moved there and worked there for a while, and then went to a different salon, been there for 5 years, and then I'm at the salon I've been at now, which is a goth salon.
Wait, what?
Goth?
No, I get it.
weird.
I can't put it together.
Like,
in my
we're
head.
dyeing your hair black. Like, I just want to cut.
Oh no. Like our first location was crazy. Like we went out 7 days a week before COVID, partied till like early like morning, would get up, you know what I mean? Get up, shower, and be back at work. And we
Right.
did that 7 days a week.
Well, you're a goth. You have to go out at night, right?
You could keep the reputation up.
Well, so it got even worse because at one point, like, you know, during this era, we were friends with all the gay bars around there. So we get out and be like, oh, you know, they'd be like, well, you bought these bottles before we closed, so here you go. And we go back and there'd be like fucking raves, DJs. It was crazy.
Jesus.
Wow.
I'm missing out.
Yeah,
you need to go like
seriously.
a goth hair salon.
No shit.
No, and I mean, this is at our like old location.
Do you have to be sad to get a haircut at the goth salon?
No, I did do a TikTok one time and I put the crying filter on everybody, and everybody was really pissed about it until like it kept like getting,
Sure.
I guess, went viral on
That's
TikTok.
hilarious.
That's
Actually.
I love that filter. It was just like,
Uh-huh.
It's so
I-
funny.
I am in an NDA, so hopefully I didn't release anything I'm going to get sued for.
But you
But
didn't name names.
Yeah.
The salon. You
True.
just said goth salon.
yeah, no, the boys take the goth thing very seriously. Like, let me tell you how many times I'd walk in the salon and be like, when the fuck did that get here? And they're like, oh, it's always been there. I'm well, when? Or I'd come in and there's like random spray paint, like down the halls, and like shit's knocked over. And I'm like,
What the fuck?
Why so
Oh, yeah.
angry, bro?
Yeah, for real.
I think they're trying to be
Conformist.
creative.
Okay. Good job.
But it was a good location. We literally moved a block down, so now we're in the Royale.
With cheese.
Well
Yes.
done. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, when I say Royale, everyone's like, "Oh, the shitty dive bar," and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yes, absolutely. That's where Goth Salon is
We have
located."
a salon in the back. It's next
Oh my
to the
God.
bathrooms.
They're like, "Just remember, that's where all the carpet went that are soaked in piss." So we really look forward to your business.
Yeah.
But no, the location's great. Every business in there is LGBTQ. A lot
Nice.
of the people that work there are gay. Our coworkers, or my coworkers, are fucking awesome. We're all like family. Like, we travel together. We do everything together. They tell everybody I'm one of the boys. Literally.
Is that good or bad?
I mean, they've taken me along to things that it should just be gay men only, but I'm
my.
always like one of the dudes.
Sure.
That's been my life, my whole life.
Yeah.
So
Same.
I would hope so. Well, no, like one day, you know, me and my coworker were like joking around, and he's like, as a joke, was like, "We're only going to hire gay boys from now on." I'm like, "We can't do that." And he's like, "You're one of the gay boys. You don't count." And every fucking client around goes, "Yeah."
That checks. Yeah, that checks out.
So it tracks.
Okay,
That's amazing.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
So it was like when people getting your haircut, like I got my haircut the same lady until I was like 26, and then I moved out of state, and I was like, I went to my next person, and they're like, "What do I do?" I was like, "I have no idea. I've just sat down for like most of my life,
Right.
and trying to describe like what's the annoying thing people do when you're trying to cut their hair."
Yeah, like top 5 things.
Yeah, like
you
headbang.
Right.
Okay, I can give you 2 examples. The one I hate the most is when I'm out at the bar, just
Cutting
doing
hair?
my own thing.
Oh.
No. Yes,
Weird.
yes. I'm all, "Hey,
Like-
come here."
I didn't ask for this, ma'am.
You know, remember the straight razor? I'm like, come on,
Oh, yeah.
nothing bad can
Free
happen.
haircuts.
No, like I'll be out and some random fucking, it's always women, and I don't know why, are trashed. Oh my God. Are trashed.
Green thing.
Yeah,
Come up, like they come up to me and they're like, "What would you do with my hair if I sat in your chair?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know you.
Yeah.
Like I
Right.
can suggest something, but I don't know you." So then they keep pestering. So finally, I just go green mohawk, and they're like, "How could you say that to me?" And I'm like, "Well, I like politely told you to fuck off multiple times."
Correct.
To
Like,
make you go away.
yeah. And that is like one thing, like when I am in the salon, people are like, "Oh, you just do whatever you have, or do whatever you want, do whatever you have." And I go, no.
No.
I don't know you. I don't know what you do for work. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about you. They're like, "Well, you'll know." No, I won't.
When?
You'll feel
Yeah.
it. It's fine.
Or it's like I have guy clients that come in and they're like, "Oh, you're a woman. You know what looks good on me." I'm all, "You think I think you're attractive?"
The back of my hand.
You think I can help that?
Yeah. It's like a paper
crazy?
bag. Here you
I'm not
go.
a plastic surgeon, sir.
No, I was like, no, I'm not. But surprisingly, they act like I am. And that is one thing I remember. I had this older gentleman, I think in his early 70s.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Got a boner.
Yeah. How long did you guys date?
Well, you know.
That's the X.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the ex. Actually, my ex-husband was 12 years older than me, but
Ooh, snap.
he's closer to your guys' age.
How dare you?
No, this guy sat down and he's like, we're doing the consultation. Like, what do you want? He holds up a People magazine of Heidi Klum's hair and goes, this is what I want.
100%. Yes.
So I shouldn't do that.
Well, it was one of those things where I was like, this can either go really, really good or not, because he was like traveling back to Texas. This is well over 10 years ago, by the way. He had to like announce something for like the rodeo in his town.
Oh
So
my
he
God,
really
yes.
wanted those locks like going.
Yes.
So it ended up turning out really well. But it was like one of those things because it's like, you charge a shit ton of money for
Sure.
somebody and then they like look at you and they're like, I wanted Heidi Klum. And I'm like, I'm not a plastic surgeon, sir.
Yeah, like I only do hair, bro.
But people do that to me all the time. They'll show me a picture of Katy Perry and I'm like, what do you like about this hair? They're like, her nose, her jawline, her
breasts.
ears. Yeah. And I'm like, sir, lady, I can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, that happens often, which is the crazy part. Or people now with AI come in, they're like, I want this
God.
hair color. I'm like, do you not see how it's faded, like blurry all around this hair? Or you try to tell somebody it's a wig.
Right.
Then people's feelings get hurt. And you have to
Yeah.
remind them like, hey, you don't do what I do. So it's like, I don't expect you to know that.
Yeah.
And then I've had a couple of people get really upset, like embarrassed and just sat there like a little kid. And I'm like,
Well, it's a goth salon. So.
Yeah.
true. She's all
Before you even
crying.
talk to them, they're just in a grumpy.
Dude.
Oof.
It's actually funny because we actually don't have a lot of goth clients.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Did you don't like convert anybody while they're there?
I try. Actually, I'm not even the one that does it. The boys do. Like, if you ever went to my salon, they're wearing like platforms and dresses and like makeup bags. And like, I went to work yesterday, forgot it was Rainbow Fest. I walk in, I'm like, why is there makeup bags everywhere and like random dresses? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's Tuesday. Got it.
It doesn't really-
Literally,
It's
literally. But I mean, until last year, I was the newest employee and this is my 8th year working there.
So you must like it.
I guess it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until you get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
How many write-ups are you currently on?
Zero.
Yeah, you should.
You need
stay
to try
there.
harder.
Yeah.
Oh no, trust me. You think I haven't been threatened to get fired?
Yeah.
And you don't think I use the "you need me more than I need you"?
Oh wow. So they go right for the immediate termination.
Wow.
It's all like joking, but then sometimes you lay in bed at night and you're like, "Was that a
Yeah.
joke?"
Yeah.
Or
I did a pen and a notepad.
Midnight text to the boss. I was just kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
you up?
and the owner doesn't do hair. He's like fucking bald. But when I first started, he has like no hair and he would have this like long ass rat tail.
That's pretty hot.
Well, it was like an extension he'd glue in, and then
Oh,
like
okay, yeah,
we'd all go
no.
out to the bars and it'd like get
Yank it
ripped
off.
out. And
Is that his,
actually,
his parachute cord?
no, literally. Actually, on my personal Instagram
fall
today, I like posted a video of him like playing with it at Cobalt in the gay bar in like 2018, and I was just like, "Thank God you went bald, and this can't
Yeah.
happen anymore."
Jesus
You ever had somebody
Christ.
come in and like, said, give me this, and it's a bald guy?
Kind of.
Give me the Sinead.
It's like that, and then they're like, "Well, no, I just want the beard cleanup," and I'm like, "Then why did you say you wanted your hair to look like what his head looks like? You're both fucking bald."
Dummy.
Yeah, seriously.
It's interesting that when you were talking, Zira, about people coming in that you don't know and they're not a client of yours, they just do whatever you want. And you're like, that doesn't work that way. Whereas artists we've had on the podcast
Yeah.
or even tattooists are like, oh my God, we love that because it gives us free reign to do whatever the fuck we want.
Sure.
It's interesting, both creative sides of that. Like, I would assume, I consider you to be a creative, so it's interesting that you need more direction versus less direction when it comes to the hair.
Well, also, like, I really don't like that. They could paint over it and then not be like, unless you want a rat
that's
tail,
true.
you can't just put hair
Well,
back on.
a tattoo is a little harder.
I missed
Yeah.
the tattoo part.
And like my thing, time is money. And
Yeah.
like I said, my ex-husband's a tattooer. We're still friends with this girlfriend. I'm a fucking weirdo. That's a whole nother thing.
Is that the 72-year-old?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Just checking.
I do. I used to talk about him when we were married. And I'd be like, oh, that old whatever. And my boss at the time was like, I like how you talk about him like he's this 90-year-old frail man that you have like living in a cot in your living room because he can't walk that far.
Oh, you have a guy living. That's weird.
But it's like time is money. And it's
Sure.
like for tattooers, like
Yeah.
they, from what I have understood in the past, like I can only judge off of the 8-year relationship I was in, people could come in and be like, I want this changed and changed and changed. Where if I'm booked all day and this is the amount of time I have in that consultation, I have to nail it to everything. And I'm a play it safe kind of gal. And I'm very like brutally honest with clients. I've had clients come in, they're like, I want to shave my head. I'm like, hey, you want to like grab a cup of coffee and like talk about like what's going on? Because I don't want you to sue me. Yeah. I'm all, who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Seriously.
Yeah. And it's like clients I've had for a long time. And I did do that with one last year, and she like texted me after and was like, thank you for not shaving my head. And I was like, well, you're a corporate lawyer, that would have gone over great. So
actually that would have been badass.
Actually,
in, you're like, oh fuck.
Right, tank girl.
Right.
Throw the eyebrows in for free.
Nope, too much.
Too much.
Just too much.
Right. You have any rapid fires for Sierra?
I do. So if your life was a movie, what would the title be?
Oh God.
Oh, perfect name.
Fired again.
I don't even know. Like, yeah, probably, oh God, because I do stuff all the time that, like I said, nobody is surprised.
Right.
I literally, so there's that reality TV show. It's like Married at First Sight. Apparently they're doing casting here in Phoenix.
Oh yeah, they call you?
Oh no, I've had multiple people message me and they're like, you should do this. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I will do that.
I mean,
you're okay.
Maybe.
I don't think okay, fine.
Yeah.
First of all, I was built for reality TV. Okay.
Yeah.
This is my calling.
You should do it.
No.
Seriously.
What do you got to lose?
Married third time's a charm, you know?
I mean, I guess you get married. There's that.
Ooh.
Use an annulment right afterwards. If you don't, it's not going to work out.
Ask one of you. I don't know.
I don't either.
I've never watched a show. I was curious. So I like turned on one episode and I made it, 12 minutes in.
That's not a good sign.
No. But why not?
Yeah.
Just going to do it.
It's the way most marriages work. 12 minutes and out. Bye.
You barely got off the pirate ship.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
And have you ever put in 2-week notice, or have you always been told you no longer work there?
Yes, I put in 2-week notice. Okay. I've had a lot of really weird jobs. There's like that thing on the Facebook that people will do. It's like 5 jobs you've had, like 4 true, 1's a lie.
Yeah.
And I fucked up because I did the Reebok store as like my fake one, but other ones like, warming up hot dogs in the morning at a gas station in the middle of nowhere outside of Flagstaff. Like all that shit's real.
Did you work with Sierra?
Pretty much. Oh God.
Yikes.
That's awesome. You got any? We can do one more question. I think I got one that
you put yourself in the role of a WWE wrestler.
Oh.
What's your walkout music?
I've thought about this a few times.
Okay.
I am freakishly strong to the point where my family, when I was in my early 20s, was like, have you thought about being a female wrestler? And I'm like, oh, because people didn't call me China in high school enough? Like, wait a fucking
Thanks, Mom.
People want you on a camera, man.
I know. I was born for this. I've got in between his jokes of coming out to Lonely Island, I just had sex, because I think that would be funny.
Sure, kids love that.
I know. But then also, like, I listen to a lot of, like, hardcore and metal. So it's, like, probably a song. There's this band I really love called Comeback Kid. So I would come out to a Comeback Kid song.
Okay.
And one last one. I think you probably have a pretty good answer. What is your best hangover cure?
Keep drinking.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What do you think I come here every day for?
Sierra's not a doctor.
Yeah.
You're
but
like,
she will cut your hair drunk.
Right.
no.
I'm just kidding.
Have you thought about that?
No,
That's
here's the
funny.
thing. I'm not going to lie. I've worked with people that get fucking piss ass drunk.
Yeah.
The whole time they're working, nail it. But by the end of the night, they're like, like can barely stand. I'm old school. Even when I used to smoke cigarettes, I didn't smoke before work, after work.
Yeah.
I finally quit smoking this January.
Congrats. Yeah.
And I've smoked for like 21 years. Yeah. None of my clients knew. And they're like, you've never smelled like cigarettes. And I go, well, first I have good hygiene.
Yeah.
Right.
You're welcome.
There's this thing called soap.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like to brush my teeth. Crazy.
Weird.
Yeah. Tried it. Didn't like it.
Sounds laborious.
Right. But no, I won't smoke weed. I don't do any of that stuff.
Okay.
So you're basically emo and just like sad and depressed at work.
Just with the crying filter on at all times.
What about if your clients are drunk?
Oh God. that has happened a lot.
So what do you do with that?
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta raw dog it, I guess, at that point, because
Wow, then you cut their hair.
it's called suds and tugs, people. I tried to pitch this idea to the boys. I'm like, I sud, you tug. And they're like, I'm down.
Yeah. We're going to need a whole bunch of plywood with holes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be the third bathhouse in Phoenix, or actually the fourth bathhouse.
There's bathhouses in Phoenix?
Dude, there's one on Indian School on 16th Street.
I mean, what's the
You're looking at me
exact-
like I know this. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
fucking
sorry.
know.
I'm like, oh, you don't come from the gay world?
You were there.
Yeah.
My friend saw you in there, okay? They hand you a towel and a key, and that is it when you walk into that.
Wow.
Obviously, they've never let me in those places, but
Right.
Yeah.
Curious.
Okay.
Huh.
Wow. I mean,
I had no idea.
We need a place to record during the summer.
oh my God.
God. I don't think our stuff's waterproof.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the private jacuzzi rooms only.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the skim boy on that one.
Just bring your own chlorine and throw it in.
Tyler,
Oh my God.
clean up in pool 2. Fuck. Again?
Oh my God, yeah. Yup.
Nice. All right. Well, this is going downhill, so we should probably end it.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Sierra, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, for real.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Very
it.
entertaining.
Very much.
What's your-
yeah, go ahead.
What's your shampoo of choice? Please say Pert.
Yes, Pert Plus. I really love how it clogs a hair cuticle, makes people go bald, but then clients are like, this is the only thing that's good for my hair. I'm like, in those bald patches, you're looking great. You're doing good. No, I love the line Kevin Murphy. We're lucky enough to actually use it in our salon, but when they first launched Kevin Murphy in Phoenix, I was one of the first salons that worked in that had it, and this is in 2013.
Okay.
So it's a great line.
Nice.
Nice.
And if people want to book, are you accepting new clients?
Yes.
Is it like a doctor's office? I don't know how that
Yes, I'm accepting new patients today, razor blades only. We have an online booking. It's ColtHairStudio.com.
works. Okay. We'll put the stuff in our deets.
Yeah,
in the
we
podcast
definitely will.
description. Yeah.
As a team.
Yeah, everybody there is super talented. Like, we all share clients. Like, if I go out of town, I can give somebody to somebody else. And like, our clients are all comfortable. They all know us. Like, obviously, like I said, until last year, I was a newest employee. And this year is my 8th year going into it.
Wow.
So,
Crazy. Crazy.
Congrats.
yeah, thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, of
All
course.
right.
Appreciate it.
Now get out.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Step right up to the wildest show where two big minds are ready to blow. Conversations deep yet full of jest. Come on in, you found the best. Between two giants here you'll find wit and wisdom intertwined. Laughs and knowledge hand in hand. This is the show that's in command. We're tall and talking, big in brains, making sense of life's wild lanes. Deep dive chats and fun remain. Bet you won't hear this on the plane. Between two giants here you'll find wit and wisdom intertwined. Laughs and knowledge hand in hand. This is the show that's in command. Two giants here you'll find wit and wisdom intertwined. Laughs and knowledge hand in hand. This is the show that's in command. No stone unturned, no joke too small.